Guys, hello and welcome back to what could only be described as the most extraordinary pasta salad video you have ever seen, and here's why. Not only is it going to be a simple recipe, an easy recipe, but it's a healthy Greek pasta salad recipe, which is guaranteed to have you re-invited to every single barbecue event that you attend from now moving forward. You see, people all too often think of pasta salad as a side dish and an afterthought. But in reality, nobody doesn't get the pasta salad because it's one of the very few sides available at a barbecue. Of course, you have your hot dogs and your hamburgers and your steak and your chicken and all the meats and the proteins, but you can't just eat protein without a side, of course, which is why the pasta salad is the most underrated yet important and appreciated meal of any barbecue. So, if you follow my instructions carefully and you make this delicious, healthy Greek pasta salad today and bring it to your next barbecue, I assure you, you will be re-invited time and time again, and you will become the barbecue MVP guest of your gathering. Guys, without further ado, let's make a healthy Greek pasta salad. We begin, of course, with the foundation of any great pasta salad, which is, of course, the pasta. We're using 16 ounces of Rotella, followed by 1 red onion, a cucumber, a green bell pepper, a can of sliced Kalamata olives, sweet cherry tomatoes, feta cheese, and parsley. Now the first thing you want to do is grab your pot, fill it with water, because we've got to get the pasta hot, cooked, and then cooled. So place your pot on the stove at high heat and let's address the dressing. The dressing will consist of olive oil, red wine vinegar, garlic, Dijon mustard, lemon, and whole oregano. But before we get into all that, let's go back to our pasta water and season it very generously, because this is the only seasoning that your pasta is going to get. And as we discussed earlier, it is the foundation. It needs attention, it needs salt, it needs flavor, it needs love. Moving on with our dressing. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, followed by 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, which is a little stubborn to get off the spoon. There we go. 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm using my brand new and improved garlic crusher. Link in the description below if you're interested. 1.5 teaspoons of whole oregano, and salt and pepper to taste, approximately half a teaspoon or so. Now all we're going to do is take our spoon and stir it around until we realize that we're not actually accomplishing anything. And so, it is time to call on our friend, the mason jar. You see, you could go ahead and stir this thing with a spoon until you're blue in the face, but it's never actually going to get to the right emulsification. Is that the right word? Yeah, emulsification, right? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Anyway, go ahead and put the cover onto your mason jar and give it a very thorough shake, about 30 seconds to 1 minute. What this is going to do is going to allow the ingredients to get to know each other, and we will be left with a delicious, creamy sauce. It's now time to check on our pasta, which we're going to cook until al dente, which should be approximately 7 to 8 minutes, but read the directions on the back of your box and make sure it is to the tooth. Then you're going to strain and place into a large bowl to cool, and then just drizzle about 1 teaspoon of olive oil onto it just to make sure that the pasta does not stick. Now put the cover on and give it a nice little shake to make sure that the olive oil does in fact do its job of lubing all of the crevasses. Give it a nice little spoon stir and you could set that aside. It's time to combine our vegetables. We start with our olives, which we're going to need 1/4 cup. However, I could only find these canned ones, and they're fine because they're not the star of the show, but if you can get better olives and dice them yourself, it is worth the effort. You will thank yourself, or me. You'll thank me later. Next, we're going to need 1/3 of a cup of diced red onion. So we're going to peel the skin and cut the onion in half, like so. In order to dice the onion, we're going to cut the onion horizontally twice. Then we're going to make a couple of vertical cuts like this. A 1, a 2, a 3, and 4. Now all you got to do is bring your knife down like so, and you will be left with diced onion pieces. However, we're going to take it one step further, you see, because pasta salad is meant to be shared with the masses, and you don't want your breath stinking like onions after you indulge. So we're going to take ice, water, and a pinch of salt and place our diced onions in them for about 10 minutes. Let them soak. This is going to get rid of the pungency of the onion. Next is our cucumber, which we are going to cut into half moons, as I like to call it. We're using 2 cups total, so that's about 1 cucumber. Next, we have 2 cups of cherry red tomatoes, which we're going to dice and throw in as well. Next, we have a green bell pepper, 1 cup, which we're going to add to our mixing bowl with everything else. And now it's time to drain our red onions because they've soaked for approximately 10 minutes. We're going to strain them and then dry them with a paper towel and set aside so they can finish drying. In the meantime, we're going to take 1/4 cup of parsley, finely chopped, along with 1 cup of feta cheese, which I'm just cutting into smaller, more manageable pieces because sometimes you get those big chunks in there and we want everyone to be fair, even, and delicious. Now go ahead and add your onions to the mixing bowl and give them a final stir. Looking pretty good so far. Now that your pasta is cool, you're going to add them to the vegetables. You don't want to add hot pasta to this because you're going to get a wilty, disgusting mess. Now, in order to mix this adequately, you're going to put a cover onto your bowl and give it a vigorous shake like so. It's now, of course, time to serve, which is my favorite part because we're one step closer to eating it. So go ahead and serve yourself a dish. 1 portion is approximately 270 calories. And do not forget your dressing because it's the best part, some would say. I put about 1.5 tablespoons of dressing on my serving and I found it to be adequate, but obviously adjust as you feel fit. And so guys, that's how simple it is to be the real MVP of any future barbecue event. Guys, a couple of pro tips before I go. The salad dressing. You're going to want to keep this separate because it's actually going to improve the shelf life of your pasta salad. With the salad dressing set to the side, your pasta salad will last 3 to 5 days in the fridge. However, if you put the dressing on your salad, it's only going to last about 2 to 3 days because of the added moisture and the vinegar in the salad dressing. So depending on how long you want to keep this stuff around, you may not want to put the dressing on the pasta salad. Also, down in the description box below, you will find the full recipe along with a couple of the tools that I used along the way in order to make this process a little bit easier. That includes the garlic crusher and a couple of other components. If you're interested, check them out in the description below. Guys, as always, keep busy, stay healthy, be happy, and I will see you in the next one.